All right, we're back broadcasting live at the Connor Barwin's Make the World Better Pickleball Tournament right here in Sea Isle City, 42nd place. And right now, we're going to, brought to you by McCann Realtors of Sea Isle City and Captain Chucky's of Sea Isle City, and by
Bright Spot Cafe on the corner of 40th and Landis Avenue, across the street from the OD here in Sea Isle.
All right, now they just registered everybody, and they're getting ready to play. And visiting with us right now is Eagles kicker Jake Elliot. Hey, Jake, what's up, man?
How we doing, guys?
All right, Jake, I got to tell you a funny story quickly before we get into some pickleball talk and maybe some Eagles talk. You remember you kicked that field goal against the Giant, or you kicked the 61-yarder? You guys, the last three.
Yeah.
Who was that against? I forget.
Yeah,
the
Giants.
Giants rookie
right?
year.
I'm walking out. I'm like so pissed off. The Eagles are, I'm a season ticket holder. I'm leaving. I get to the parking lot,
one of those.
and you hit.
One of those, yeah.
I walked out,
I
man.
walked out early. I like it.
I was so pissed. I think it was like 2 steps away from Xfinity too. Like when I heard the whole crowd go nuts. I heard it from outside the stadium.
Come on, man.
I know, you believe
A little
that?
bit of faith.
I am I'm a faithful fan,
Doesn't
dude.
sound like it.
That's a bad job by you, Billy.
Jake, man, welcome to South Jersey. You hang in the area?
I try to get down here when I can in the summer.
Well, you live up in Philly, in the city?
Yeah, we're up in Philly.
Okay.
Now, real quick, Jake. So, for those who don't know, you play golf, you play tennis, and you're a kicker. So, where does pickleball land in like the pantheon of Jake Elliott's skills?
Yeah, man, I grew up a racket sports guy. Tennis was my main
Okay.
sport. That was kind of my first love. So that's what I thought was going to be my college route. So I feel comfortable with the racket in my hands.
I can't imagine. We talked a couple weeks ago about what's harder, standing on the foul line with like you're down by a point, you're doing a one-on-one, a pitcher on the mound, 3-2 count, bottom of the ninth, World Series, or lining up for a 61-yard field goal with 3 seconds to go and you're down by 2. I can't imagine what's going through your mind, or you just try to block everything out.
Yeah, I mean, everything's kind of a process and a zone for me. When I'm on the sideline, I'm kind of getting into what the situation may be, what the wind conditions are. I'm trying to think through that exact kick and visualize it as many times as I can before I go out there.
You don't hear any crowd.
All that stuff's gone.
It's blocked
all that
out.
stuff's gone for me. Don't really hear it. Don't really feel it. I'm pretty focused in on my task at hand.
How often? I know when I played football, I played small college football, but we did our plays repetition over and over and over again. Repetition. How many times do you guys go through that in a week practice, kicking 35, 45, you walk it back?
Yeah, it's a lot. I mean, for me, it's more like a driving range session a couple days a week where I'm going through. I'm trying to get some left to right winds, right to lefts. I'm messing with the angles on the hold with my holder and trying to figure out exactly what works with what wind. And once it gets late in the season, I got to start driving a little bit once the weather gets colder. And so we're working through that every week. And I mean, but it's a little bit like pitching too. You can't do it too much.
Yeah.
So.
Well, let me ask you, because you've had holders. You have different holders. How does that come into play?
Yeah, it's a huge factor, but we rep it a ton in the off seasons. In the season. Braden's come in and done a great job. I've been fortunate to have a lot of really good holders in Philly. But don't get it twisted. It's
not
something
easy.
they got to work at.
Yeah, it's not easy. I used to hold in college.
It's a huge part of the job.
Yeah, that's not easy.
If they're not pinpoint accurate, I got no chance.
So, Jake, with that being said, we're joined by Jake Elliott, Eagles kicker here. Off season, what goes into the off season? How? Because obviously, people know athletes have to train the off season, but for a kicker, obviously, you're really focusing on what?
Yeah, I'm just getting back to the basics, fundamentals of everything, ball contact. How can I be the most consistent person in the world? And I keep equating this back to golf, but it's like sitting on a driving range hitting 100 wedges, you know what I mean? I don't need to necessarily hit every ball full tilt 100%, but I need to kind of hone in back on the fundamentals, get my ball contact right, get my swing path correct, and once I get that going, I got a chance to be successful once the season starts.
We're here at the Connor Barwin Make the World Better Pickleball Tournament. We just spoke with Bo Allen. He said he's got a ringer, and then we found out it was you.
Yeah, I got the late edition call from Bo down here. He knows he did his research. He knows I got tennis roots, and I figured that was a good call.
You guys, Eagles, draw a great. There's a great crowd here. You guys draw a great crowd. What's it like? I mean, you're from Chicago area, you said, right?
Yeah.
But coming to Philadelphia, where the fan base is just 100% behind all our sports, all our teams, Flyers, Phillies, Sixers, Eagles. What is it like for you to see the fans, the way they react to you?
Yeah, I mean, it's awesome. I mean, I'm a kicker in the NFL. You don't get this treatment everywhere. You don't walk around in your hometown and get noticed a whole lot. If you're in other parts of the country. So a lot of people show up here and they see how different it is right away. I've been fortunate to be here this is my 8th year now, and absolutely love everything about it. I love the city. I love coming down to the shore and how it's just a nice little extension of it. And
hey, Jake,
are the best.
Jake, they always look at like kickers as being like what's the word I'm looking for, like aloof or whatever. Until you do you feel like a part of the team?
You're not really making friends today.
No, but
Yeah,
after, no,
yeah.
but I mean, no. Well,
I mean,
like pitchers are considered, you know what I mean? But like being a part of the team until you hit that big shot, right? I mean,
I think you kind of integrate yourself into the team the way you want to be integrated.
Well,
if you want to be
question.
buddies with everybody, you got to be buddies with everybody. You got to work your way in like you do with any other position.
But really quick, for you it was different because you weren't drafted
There's a
by the
legend
Eagles.
here.
You had to come in and earn your spot. And so, just really quick before I let you go, Jake, talk about that journey from walking into Philadelphia to where you are now. Because, like I said, you weren't drafted by the Eagles. You had to really earn that spot.
Yeah, I mean, I had a couple week trial period basically. Kicker prior here got hurt, and I came in and had to kind of make a name for myself in order to either stick around or have another team kind of take a look and give me a chance. So luckily I came in here, did my job, and still around here 8 years later.
well, I got to tell you, you can probably walk on water around here with some of the big kicks that you've made over the years. We really appreciate you taking time. Now, here, I just told you, I went on my Caesar app and it said that Jake Elliott's 2 to 1.
Minus 200.
You're going to win this
You got you
tournament.
at minus
Put
200.
your money in. Put your money in.
Jake, man, thank you so much. I really
You got
appreciate it,
Thanks,
man.
guys.
All right,
Appreciate it.
good luck.
All right, take care.
All right, there he is, Jake Elliott, Eagle, here at the Connor Barwin Make the World Better Pickleball Tournament. I'll tell you what, man, Jake Elliott's unbelievable. Josh, he's really, I mean, he can walk on water here.
Well, what's
dude.
crazy is that he already owns the Eagles' record for most 50-plus yard field goals.
Yeah.
And he's already more than halfway to breaking almost every David Akers record at this point. And you just saw his attitude. He's like, I'm working. He's humble. He actually wants to be the best kicker he can be.
Yeah.
And I think that's part of the reason you said, Billy, the fans embrace you and love you. They embrace and love you because you put in the work.
But but blue collar, like Philadelphia gets his moniker of being a blue collar town. But people see how hard Jake works or how hard Bo Allen works or Connor Barwin. They respect that win or lose. But they said that they understand the passion.
Yes.
Of the fan here.
Absolutely, and I don't think it goes underrated by anyone, at least in the Philly fan base, of how much it means to the fans that these guys work as hard as they do to be the best they can be for the fans.
Hey, Josh, let's thank our sponsors today. McCann Realtors of Seattle City, John McCann, Tom McCann. Tom, let's have you hop back on here real quick. I want to thank you and your brother, Tommy McCann, John McCann, for being a big part of this show. Thank you so much.
Yeah, well, my brother John really endorses this because he is all about this relationship.
Yeah.
And this culture that we have. He likes stretching it out, collecting data. He has all the information about the South Jersey races on his website.
Yep, okay.
He's just really totally into it.
McCannRealtors.com.
Credit to him.
By the way, the phone number once again is 609-623-AMERICA. I didn't know that. He told me that. It said it spells America.
Yeah, exactly.
Don't forget that.
Yeah.
Of course, we also want to thank the Bright Spot Cafe, Josh.
Yeah, Tommy and Shannon Brower down there at 40th and Landis. I mean, they're great people. Like I said, farm-to-table food. The food's always fresh there. Breakfast and lunch 7 days a week. They have the character. But it's also the character breakfast, with the different, like Disney characters and stuff like that come down there. It's a great thing for you to bring your daughter to, Billy.
Yeah, well.
But it's also the idea that, you're going to get a good meal when you go there. And I think that's one of the things that makes, at least for me, Seattle special is that all the small businesses that own businesses in this town, it's not a bunch of corporations. It's not a bunch of, highfalutin people. There's a lot of small business owners that really care about the town. They care about the business.
Right.
And for the most part, everyone in this town is trying to make everyone, rising tide raises all boats, right, Tom?
I love that metaphor.
Yeah.
That's a great one.
Yeah. You're also good stewards of the community, having us on the air, sponsoring this show. It, brings everybody together, and I really appreciate you guys.
Yeah, and I tell you, it comes from the top. And Lenny Desiderio, what he does for this town is incredible. As a mayor, he has done magnificent things.
Josh, I would take time to thank all our sponsors in the locker room. McCann Realtors. We got Lenigan, Tom Jackson, Realty Remediation, Mark Grimes, Realtor.
Yeah.
I mean, it just goes on and on. I can't thank these people enough. Surety Title.
Yeah, before we get out of here, Bill, I did
Circle Liquor.
If we could circle back to the beginning of the show and we talked about the Phillies. Okay, Phillies play today, tomorrow.
Are they on? They're on what?
So
Prime tonight.
Today they're 4 o'clock on NBC Sports Philadelphia. Tomorrow they're on Roku.
Roku, that's what it is.
But I want to ask you, Billy, how important for you is them winning today?
I think it's really important for two reasons. Number one, I don't want to say payback because last year was last year.
Right.
But you still need to beat a team that beat you in the most important role when we lost the NLCS to them.
Right.
So you need to win this series. And I think the Phillies got to come out today. Who's on the hill? Do we know who's on the hill today?
Nick, double check. I thought it was. Is it Wheeler today?
It is Wheeler, yes.
It's Wheeler today.
Yeah, I know it's Henry's the lefty for the Diamondbacks.
Yeah. And it's a lefty for them. We got to come out. We got to score runs. We got to play great defense. That's number one because we got to show that we can compete with them. And number two, you got to win series.
Right.
Right? I mean, it's simple as that.
Well, yeah. If you just win every series, you're going to be a pretty good ball club. I want to see what the lineup looks like today because, again, another left-handed pitcher. I want to know how they line up, what the strategy is. Do they go with the Merrifield Sosa in the lineup again? Do they try to put Stott back in the lineup?
I say put Stott back in. He's got to see left-handers. Let him see them.
It's so weird because it's like they're trying to treat this team like the '93 Phillies.
I don't like that. Get him in there.
Yeah, like they're trying to do this whole platooning thing. They're trying to treat Stott like he's Morandini or something.
Let's get a win. Just win, baby. Al Davis said that. Just win, baby.
I told you the stat. The Diamondbacks are now 29-6 when they score 5 or more runs. So the goal today is keep the Diamondbacks to 4 or less runs, and you do the scoring. Don't let them do all the scoring.
All right, let's remind people to come on down to 42nd place under the bridge. It's the Connor Barwin Make the World Better Pickleball Tournament.
Right. The Pickleball Tournament kicks off at 12 o'clock, but obviously they're sold out with all the teams. So you come down and watch. Connor Barwin's here, Bo Allen's here, Jake Elliott's here, and then you can go to the after party afterward.
Yeah, that's going to be
4
fun.
o'clock at the Ludlam Bar and Grill. They're opening it just for the fundraiser for the Make the World Better Foundation. $50 at the door are the tickets, so you can still contribute to the cause for them building all these
Josh, you want to go to that instead of where we're supposed to go?
I mean,
what's the penalty if I don't show up after I RSVP?
That's a good question. They were discussing what the penalty was for you if you RSVP and don't
Tommy,
show up.
Thank you so much. We really appreciate you.
My pleasure.
Want to thank Connor Barwin. Want to thank Bo Allen. Want to thank Jake Elliott, Eric Wolf,
Jesse Rendell. Also, Nick Earnshaw back in the studio.
Nicky Earnshaw. Now tomorrow I'll be back at it. We'll have we'll go on the mound with former Phillies pitcher Tommy Green filling in for Tommy Green. Tomorrow will be Scott Air, the 2008 World Series team, and we'll be talking with Jerry Eisenberg from the New Jersey Star Ledger. So we got a big show tomorrow. Don't miss it. It's the Locker Room with Billy Schweim every Saturday and Sunday from 10 a.m. to noon right here on 97.3 ESPN and the 97.3 ESPN mobile.